Good evening, it's Facebook Love. Today is Monday, the 20th of April. Some people like this date quite a bit. 5 weeks ago, I moved my office home. It feels like a very strange milestone. I've been thinking about two topics today. One is the idea of those of us who work for our living and the various levels of security that one has. And the other that I've been thinking about, the other topic, is that we still have a massive crisis of migrants at our border, and there are still families and children who've been separated from their families in cages. So I've been thinking about both of those topics. I've been thinking about vulnerability while I sit in my beautiful, comfortable third bedroom, spare space in my home, working. Yes, I work, and I need to work or I can't get by. And I'm really fortunate that I have that. But not everybody does. I saw something today on Facebook. Somebody I know was writing about the whole idea that it doesn't matter, politics don't matter because everything is fine, that they have everything they need and that everything is decided ahead of time based on where you live. And I disagree with that with my entire heart and my whole intellect, because if some people aren't okay because of where they're from or what color they are or circumstances beyond their control, none of us are really okay. So anyway, the first piece is by our extremely famous Chicago treasure, Carl Sandburg. I think it was yesterday I did a poem from this same era. This is from the early 20th century, so over 100 years ago. And this may be one of his most famous pieces. Everybody likes to quote Fog because of the little cat feet. That's a really short piece. This one is bigger and muscular and really evocative, which in a poem is something I think most of us like best. So this poem by Carl Sandburg is called Chicago. Hog butcher for the world, tool maker, stacker of wheat, player with railroads and the nation's freight handler, stormy, husky, brawling city of the big shoulders. They tell me you are wicked, and I believe them, for I have seen your painted women under the gas lamps luring the farm boys. And they tell me you are crooked, and I answer, yes, it is true. I have seen the gunmen kill and go free to kill again. And they tell me you are brutal, and my reply is, on the faces of women and children, I have seen the marks of wanton hunger. And having answered so, I turn once more to those who sneer at this my city, and I give them back the sneer and say to them, come and show me another city with lifted head, singing so proud to be alive and coarse and strong and cunning, flinging magnetic curses amid the toil of piling job on job. Here is a tall, bold slugger set vivid against the little soft cities, fierce as a dog, with tongue lapping for action, cunning as a savage pitted against the wilderness, bare-headed, shoveling, wrecking, planning, building, breaking, rebuilding, under the smoke, dust all over his mouth, laughing with white teeth, under the terrible burden of destiny, laughing as a young man laughs, laughing even as an ignorant fighter laughs who has never lost a battle, bragging and laughing that under his wrist is the pulse, and under his ribs the heart of the people laughing, laughing, the stormy, husky, brawling laughter of youth, half-naked, sweating, proud to be hog butcher, tool maker, stacker of wheat, player with railroads and freight handler to the nation. From 1914. I hope that makes you feel kind of proud and willing to work hard. It's going to be a big haul to get everything back together as we return. Anyway, there's some Carl Sandburg for you. He's from a whole era of amazing writers, if you love that. You can also look up the Spoon River Anthology. It's super yummy if you love the Midwest. This other piece is from Neil Gaimen, who is from England, and he's very famous for stories like Coraline and sort of young adult fantasy that, if you read it, is not young adult at all. His writing is really intense. It has a lot of depth. He collected tweets from migrants and refugees and created this piece. What You Need to Be Warm by Neil Gaimen. A baked potato of a winter's night to wrap your hands around or burn your mouth. A blanket knitted by your mother's cunning fingers or your grandmother's. A smile, a touch, trust, as you walk in from the snow or return to it, the tips of your ears pricked pink and frozen. The tink, tink, tink of iron radiators waking in an old house. The surface from dreams in a bed, burrowed beneath blankets and comforters. The change of state from cold to warm is all that matters, and you think just one more minute snuggled here before you face the chill. Just one. Places we slept as children, they warm us in the memory. We travel to an inside from the outside, to the orange flames of the fireplace or the wood burning in the stove. Breath ice on the inside of windows to be scratched off with a fingernail, melted with a whole hand. Frost on the ground that stays in the shadows waiting for us. Wear a scarf, wear a coat, wear a sweater, wear socks, wear thick gloves. An infant as she sleeps between us. A tumble of dogs, a kindle of cats and kittens. Come inside. You're safe now. A kettle boiling at the stove. Your family or friends are there. They smile. Cocoa or chocolate, tea or coffee, soup or toddy, what you know you need. A heat exchange, they give it to you. You take the mug and start to thaw, while outside, for some of us, the journey began. As we walked away from our grandparents' houses, away from the places we knew as children, changes of state and state and state, to stumble across a stony desert or to brave the deep waters, while food and friends, home, a bed, even a blanket become just memories. Sometimes it only takes a stranger in a dark place to hold out a badly knitted scarf, to offer a kind word, to say, We have the right to be here, to make us warm in the coldest season. You have the right to be here, by Neil Gaimen. So today, thinking about working people, thinking about vulnerable people, thinking about sticking with it, staying safe by staying apart, being compassionate about how hard it is for all of us, hard in our hearts, hard in our bodies, hard the way we miss each other, hard for those that just don't have enough and are worried, hard for those who thought they had it all set up and now don't, hard for our beautiful community of musicians and artists who have anxious times this year and uncertainty. I'm thinking about all that. I'm sending you poems and songs. This is Facebook Love. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.